Welcome to WeCreate.edu. Today we're going to be looking at the live stream beta app that might be in the sidebar of your channel. It just showed up in mine. SciJoy is currently offline, and if we go down to the bottom you can play an ad. So you can place certain ads that you want during the video, either on purpose or if you had to get up and leave to go to the bathroom or something, you could throw one in there. You can change a custom thumbnail, and you can actually create highlights of the video while it's happening. So if something interesting happens, you can earmark it and it will create a separate video for you to watch later. And we'll look at that more in depth in a minute. Privacy is always going to be public because you're doing it in a live stream. You can pick your category. Ours is default education. You can enable DVR, which means people can go backwards in your live stream. They don't always have to watch it exactly at the live moment. Like I said, you can archive it when it's done, and you can make it private if you want. If you want people to interact with you during the live stream, pick low latency, and if you want it to be a better quality, you can optimize for buffering, and you can even add a delay. So if you're a gamer or something, and you don't want people knowing where you are in a map, you can add a delay. And to create ads, you have to turn on that monetization. You can add cards just like any other video, and we're actually going to add a card in later. If we go to the advanced settings, you're going to have some of the typical things like what's the title of it, what's your description. You can add some tags, and over on the side you can see there's the general quick use it Google Hangout, which most of us have seen already, or you can custom and have an encoder, and that's the one that we're going to look at today. We'll have another video that just shows you the simpler how to use a Google Hangout. So this chat is always going to be live on your live stream page, and that's something that's different about this. You can look at your analytics, you can see how many people are watching, how many people are commenting, you can see the health of your stream, and down at the bottom there is actually a URL that's always going to be for your live stream, and that's why the same comments can always be there. That chat's going to stay where it is. It's going to have a dedicated URL. Just share this with your users and they can just check this same link out every time whenever you go online. So I wanted to create a test one. I put in a custom thumbnail and let it go live to see what it would look like. Let's look at adding a card. It's just like any other card. You put in your name and your little tag message that's going to pop out when anyone scrolls over top. Since this isn't your typical Google Hangout, you're actually going to have to use an encoder. I used Open Broadcast because it is one of the few that you could use on a Mac. So I downloaded it, set that up, then I had to go back and get the stream key for the channel, put that in the settings, and then I set up the image that was coming from my camera. And then I hit the live button, and the page that you're now seeing is what a regular viewer would see, with the chat bar on the side. And the moderators, which would be myself or anyone that you designate, are going to have little crowns next to them. And everybody else is not going to have anything to designate who they are. And you can see this is what the chat looks like when you go back to your dashboard. You can easily create a highlight, and you can designate whether this highlight is going to be unlisted, public, or private. It's going to be its own video later. I hit a start time for the highlight, waited a couple seconds, and then I hit an end time for the highlight. The part of the stream that went from red to blue is the section that I thought was important, and I created a highlight video for it. And then it pops up in your video manager later. See, the shorter video is the highlight, and the longer video is the live stream that we recorded in its full length. And you can look through, you can edit, you can see if it's something you want, and they can change it from unlisted to public and share it on your Google Plus and all the other things. From what I heard, using this live stream is a lot like using the Twitch app. You can have multiple streams coming in. You can capture what you're doing on a separate camera and capture what's on your screen and put text across and a lot of other things. And that's just a brief overview of some of the things I played around with on the new beta live stream. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Google Hangouts, and I will see you later.